What's up, kids, friends, neighbors, family, voters? Jason Up, New Age Revolution, down here in the cave for yet another video. Let's do it up. So somebody said to me a couple of comments ago, don't forget about a closer look, the closer look episodes that I was doing, and that's basically where we, before I turn the camera on, I walk around the room and I look for something to show you, and we take a closer look at it, right? Talk a little bit about its history and stuff. And we did Cabbage Patch dolls, and we did something. I don't know what we did, but we did Cabbage Patch dolls. And I like it. I like doing that. I like doing that show where we, I pull an item off the shelf and we take a closer look at it. So the idea that I got for this one was I've got this Wrestling Superstars book that my friend Brutus Valentine put out. And if you haven't seen it, I did a review show on it. Go check that out. But inside the book is pages of non-wrestling figure LJN Wrestling Superstars merchandise, right? And it shows off all of the goodies that you can get that aren't wrestling figures, right? Because if you recall, we have talked about how much of a cash cow wrestling was back in the mid 80s. And so LJN obviously had their corner of the market, but the Wrestling Superstars brand seemed to be able to be used by other companies. So we've got the Wrestling Superstars logo as we're used to it on these buttons, right? That's the packaging. They're not LJN buttons. The Wrestling Superstars soap, the Wrestling Superstars Hogan shampoo. Again, not LJN, but using the Wrestling Superstars brand to capitalize. So it was, as you've heard me mention many times, you could slap that logo, or you could slap Hulk Hogan, or just the concept of wrestling on anything back then, and I needed it as a kid. So because of that, I've got some things, some fun little knickknacks, as they say, trinkets and doodads and whatnots. I've got a bunch of that stuff all around the room in kind of the wrestling area, and a couple of the items that I'm most fond of are items that I had as a kid. I had these as a kid, and at one point, I don't know the company. Let's see if the book says the company. No. The company that made these is not listed anywhere, but they are WWF drinking glasses from 1985. And here they are. And they say Titan Sports 1985 on them. And they have, these awesome caricatures of the World Wrestling Federation Superstars. And they are in these hardy drinking glasses, pretty big. And I had these. I had a bunch of these, and we'll go over the ones that I don't have. But there were 6 of these. No, there were 5 drinking glasses and 2 steins. There were 6 drinking glasses and 2 steins. So I only have 4 of the drinking glasses, but I have both the steins, which I'll show you. So this is like the good guys, bad guys. On one side we've got Hogan, Andre, and Stud. And they look great. It's not just the rock and wrestling Hulk Hogan cartoon drawings. These are actual, these are good good drawings. On the other side, we got the bad guys. And like I said, I had these as a kid, and they would just sit on my dresser, right? I always had stuff on my dresser, like nice stuff, right? I wanted, this is at a time when, like, you'd put up, like I said, knickknacks and things like that, and these would just sit nicely on my dresser. And I even think at one point I had like what was called a doily. I think I had a white lace towel thing, like a doily. And when I cleaned my room, you'd take everything off your dresser and set it on your bed, and then you'd dust your dresser and you'd put your doily back, and then you'd put all your stuff on it. Or at least I did. I thought everybody did, but maybe just me. But here's one of them. The other one I have is the Junkyard Dog. So we got good guys, bad guys, and then the Junkyard Dog. And the Junkyard Dog has a little story there. It says, "Hey man, it's the dog," spelled D-A-W-G. "When you hear that, you know the Junkyard Dog is coming. He's 280 pounds of muscle and courage who wrestles fairly, but won't stand for anyone's dirty tricks. When he's rolling, the dog is hard to stop. Just ask any of the many men he's pinned in World Wrestling Federation matches." The JYD. All right. So these are cool. Like I said, these are very nice. I love these. I've always loved these. And but there's 4 that I don't have, and these are stupidly priced. You always go to those flea markets, and you got the guys who sell the glasses, right? And they've got stupid prices on them, on the Star Wars glasses, on the E.T. glass, on the Muppets glass. "Oh, these are collectible, 2 for 40. These are very hard to find." So you gotta like. I always look at thrift stores. I literally never see these anywhere. If I really wanted to, I could grab them all off eBay. But then there's a real risk of them breaking because nobody packs things right, and it's glass. And that would be a real shame to get something like this in the mail, broken. If you're going to ship glass, I think you got to go like above and beyond, and I don't think anybody does that. So I don't know if I'll ever get those unless I find them at a toy show or something. But there are, so there's there is a Roddy Piper glass that I assume has a story on the back. I assume, just like the Junkyard Dog. There's a Hulk Hogan glass alone where he's just he's posing in the same pose as the Stein. I'll show you that in a minute. So there's Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, JYD, Big John Studd. There's Good Guys and Bad Guys, which I have, and then there's just Good Guys, which is just this on a glass. So I have 2 of the 6. WWF Steins and drinking glasses from 1985. The Steins I have showed you. And these are massive. These are like, it's like hardcore, solid, murder somebody with these, thickness. Andre the Giant, it says, Andre the Giant is one of the most popular athletes in the world. He is the biggest man in wrestling. Though a native of Grenoble, France, Andre speaks perfect English in his comically ultra-deep voice. Loved by young and old alike, Andre the Giant is very humble in spite of his strength. He always wrestles against bad guys, sometimes outnumbered, as 2 or 3 team up against him. Love it. Andre the Giant. And like I said, and then the other one is Hogan, and I have both. And these are just so heavy. Like, man, I would love to have cleaned these out, but as I have mentioned many times, there are things growing in here that I have not touched in years. There's a spider in this one that has been in there for probably 15 years. That's right. There's a spider and there's a nail. There's a nail and a spider and what looks to be a box elder bug. But this spider has been in there for 15 years. Yeah. The Hulk Hogan Stein, right? Hulk Hogan is the single biggest superstar of wrestling. Hulk attracts huge crowds wherever he goes. His ultra charismatic charm and deep but friendly voice accent his highly animated personality. Like Superman, Hulk never cheats and fights the bad guys in the name of good. Known lovingly as the Hulkster, his effects on fans is widely known as Hulkamania. Love it. All right, and then quickly we've got what are these? These are from 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven Big Gulps. 7-Eleven Big Gulp glasses. I think I have all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I'm missing one. Oh, what a shame. I'm missing one. Let's see who I'm missing. All right, so these are the 7-Eleven glasses. Big Gulps, Roddy Piper. These are from 85. How cool. How cool was it? Because you know that if you were a kid and you went to 7-Eleven and you saw like a big cardboard promo and you saw all these cups just sitting there, you would lose your mind. You would lose your mind. You know you would. These would be the thing. I wouldn't have slept as a 9-year-old in 1985. I would not have slept if I went to 7-Eleven and saw these just sitting there. And they were probably like $1.19. But you're going to go and you're going to be like, Mom, it's the cups. And she's going to be like, no, not today. You're just like, so anyway, yeah, that's why when my kids, trust me, like people are like, oh, don't spoil your kids. If you give them everything you want, they're just going to be spoiled. They're not spoiled. Here's the deal. There was no reason for me not to get this cup in 1985. There was no reason for my mom to not buy the $1.19 cup. No reason. It would have warmed my heart. It would not have turned me into a criminal or somebody who, mooched off of people or just took what I wanted. It wouldn't have turned me into that at all. I would have just been happy that I had the $1.19 cup. And that's why if we're out and my kids are like, oh, Dad, we have to have this. I'm like, yeah, you do. Let's go. I'm not thwarting them on anything. Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper, we've got Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Yeah, so these are like weird, like caricatures, right? Those drawings that people do on the street there for you. They got these weird drawings. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. The Iron Sheik, Sheiky Baby has one. What do we got? Oh, I do maybe not have them all. Junkyard Dog. JYD has one. I love them. I love the caricature drawings. I like the big heads, little bodies. It looks cool. That's 4. We've got Wendy Richter. Yeah. We've got, there's the Hulkster. Love it. Now, Hulkster's on both sides. And the rest of these have Big Gulp on the other side, right? Hogan has Hogan on the other side. What's with that? You think they were like, oh no, Hogan's on both sides, or we're out. We're not doing the deal. I don't know. We got those. We got Nikolai Volkov. Yeah, these look like they were Pepsi product too. Big Gulp Pepsi. We've got Randy Savage and Elizabeth. So these must have been. Well, these are still 85. Yeah, we got Randy Savage and Elizabeth. That's cool. Check Liz out. We've got with a spider in there, a deceased spider. We've got King Kong Bundy, who looks odd. That's like a scary movie. That's an odd looking Bundy. And then Ricky Steamboat, right? So I am missing Andre the Giant. I do not have Andre the Giant. That is the one cup I don't have. So there are 11 of these. And oddly, I have 10. I don't know how that happened, but now I know I need Andre the Giant. I'll probably go after him, unless I go on eBay, and again, they're like $39.99 for an Andre plastic Big Gulp cup. I'm not doing that. But I will tell you, having this book is a little bit of a problem for me, because there's a lot of stuff in here that I don't have. And seeing it all makes me want to have it, like these puzzles. These puzzles up top here, the 5 of them, I think I have 4. I don't think I have... I either don't have the good guys or the bad guys. I have one of them. I'm not sure which. But then you know, you look in this book and you're like, oh, I got to get that one. I got to get that. You know, these watches down here. Check those watches out right there. I never had any of those. I'd always see them in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine. Never had the watches. You know, different variations of the Hulk Hogan workout set. You know, that's always a holy grail of mine. This one here is the grail for me. Yeah, this is another grail right here. This championship belt, great stuff. So, you know, to go through this and to see, you know, the wrestling superstars air fresheners. We've got the light plate. We've got the binoculars, but I have the Hogan binoculars. They also had Randy Savage binoculars, as you can see right there. I got Hogan, but they got Savage. So, you know, I think I'm going to probably go through this and try to be realistic about the stuff that I can get. I have a lot of the pins, right? The pins, but obviously here they are shown on card. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know the pins came on card. And I think they're probably ridiculously pricey, if not impossible to find. But anyway, that's that. That's just a closer look at some non-wrestling figure, non-LJN related WWF 1985 merchandise. We talked about some glasses tonight. I know that excited you. I'm actually more excited about the 15-year-old Spider in there. That's all. We'll come back. We'll do some more. Talk to you soon. Good night now.